The guys are still out in Florida. You've seen some videos. These guys are kicking ass out there. Brings me to a truck I want to highlight a little bit. This one's actually going to get life flighted over to Dubai here soon. This is getting the last little sponge bath by the main man Kyle here. Get the camera guy to come out and do a full spread like he usually does. We'll get some pretty good rolling footage. See how the old monster truck works out.
What do we got going on here? I see we got a motor mounted up to the frame here.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna roll this underneath, drop the body, plumb it.
Going on this guy right here?
That guy right there.
So that's a pretty extensive process then, huh?
We get it done in about 45 to an hour.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty quick.
Right here's your mounting point for the rear, or far rear, and then midsection's right here. So you got about 10 inches or so.
The major bolts aren't already in there then, so they're not like already set into the frame?
No, they're not a part of the frame, they're not a part of anything.
This is also our standard 2-inch body lift that goes in here.
Exactly.
Regardless whether you have a Duramax or not, you can still put this 2-inch body lift on here. But
on your Humvee and on your 6.5
Gotcha.
H1s.
Gotcha.
With the Alpha itself, it doesn't need the 2-inch body lifts because Alphas themselves already come with the 2-inch body lift from factory. So now what we're doing is we're gonna tighten up the body mounts to the frame. As Cheeto started right here, he started tightening up the body bolts. So now we're gonna go under here and tighten up everything we need to get to under here. Certain things are loose, like you got the tank that's just all loose, drive shaft that still needs to be installed, shifter linkages. We're just gonna go underneath of here and tighten up everything that needs to be tightened up. You can't really do it in your house unless you actually have one of these lifts. If you have a lift where you can lift up the body, that's great. Unless you got about 10 buff guys that could pick up the body over the frame. It has to be separated in order for you to actually work on it well and do all the modifications that you have to do in order for us to do the Duramax conversion on it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. We've done it multiple times. In this video, it might seem like, oh, they did it in 20 minutes. But look at how many we've done over the years.
So this wasn't a 20-minute process to get to this point of dropping the body back on. I mean, this is something that's been going on for weeks now.
From the time that I started tearing apart the engine to now, it has probably been 3 weeks or so. It takes a lot of preparation.
Now we got the body dropped down over this custom Duramax Allison build. I'd like to go into a few details about that engine. Customer came with us with specifics of how he wants to get it done. It's a stock bore block, but we did do the Callie's crank, alternating firing order camshaft, 60 over injectors, the fleece turbo, and some custom tuning to try and work with all its components to get the best out of it you can. We cool that performance engine with our heavy duty cooling package, which is an upgrade from our standard. Has the fans as you see in front, the fan in the rear for the transmission, the thin mounted condenser, lesser degree thermostats, heavy duty fan clutch, the two coolers here, fuel and power steering return. This truck has been complemented further with some ball joints, the 12K half shaft upgrade, the 12-inch brake upgrade. This is built on a 94 platform, the old HMC4. Had the factory manual valve for the CTIS. We are upgrading that. We chose to do the manifold style. It has stainless steel lines to the CTS. And just upgrading it all. If we're gonna do some, we do prefer to do a full pull, and pending customers' request, work and upgrade everything we can, all the systems on board. We do have 2 new parts on this truck. A lot of it's just branding. One's a functional part, so it's the first motor it's been put on. We have our resonator delete here, the CNC on the, we milled out on the CNC. We also have our Duramax Predator badging that we've inlaid into the intercooler. Kind of cool, put some, like I say, branding in there. Potentially, I think we're gonna go to some black out the intercooler pipes, try and clean up that engine bay of that turbine.
This guy is a full 6-passenger seating, and we're mocking up the seat right now. So you've probably seen the 6-passenger seating. Super cool because you've got 4 seats on the back of the truck. You got 2 in the bed that kind of go back, ton of leg room. But on this guy, we actually cut out this area right here, and that's just behind the rear 2 seats. So we're gaining literally like almost 9 inches of room. So we're sliding that whole seat back almost like a stretched vehicle, and it goes into the fender area, fender well area, and then you have a ton of leg room. Plus, when you're getting in and out of this vehicle with a 6-passenger seating, normally you only have maybe a foot or so to kind of slide your feet through. You're talking having the back of that seat almost here, so you can literally step into the vehicle and have easy access to the back. Little complication with this is we have to reroute the main fuel tank filler neck. So obviously the seat's going to be sitting in kind of this general area right here. So we're going to put the billet aluminum fuel cap back on there, but it's going to be kind of a dummy one, and we'll actually integrate both fills back here. So that's coming down the pipe. That'll be available here shortly once we finalize it on this truck.
Get another update on the seat modification we're doing to a wagon. Bear with me, I am not a photographer, so might be a little rough. But again, let's go out and check in with Josh, see how he's doing on this beast. Morning, Josh.
Morning.
All right, what's going on here?
All right, so we're just about wrapped up with these panels on both sides. They're all welded in and riveted in. Last thing we have to do is just seam seal them, just to make sure there's no moisture coming into the cab. You don't want that getting up under the carpet and whatever upholstery you have. Over every weld, over every seam, and over every rivet, just for all that extra moisture protection. With these panels, we've had some concerns of, oh no, you're cutting out the body. Is this structurally sound? The back panels, all of the 6-seater panels in here, even the tank access is all 1/8 inch thick. So I have a piece of it right here, just so you can get a nice idea of the thickness compared to the body.
Yep.
It's pretty stout, a lot stronger than the body. Really, when you're cutting all this out and giving it welds on it on top of it, it's even stronger, because if you look at these bodies, they're held together with essentially rivets.
Yep.
So you're getting thicker material, 1/8 inch rivets, and weld. It's going to be stronger. But basically, so what we started from was the fenders that came out like this, as I'm sure you've all seen, and the customer wanted more leg room. They're taller people, so it's understandable. What we did is we measured back about 7 inches up top and on the middle right here to match the same angle of the fender, and we made these plates right here. We started off with just a simple prototype of a couple different plates just tack welded together, so we get the measurements, width and height, and then also degree for the bends that we needed. And then I brought that prototype over to Albert, and he measured it up and drew it out on the computer and cut it all out on the plasma table we've got back there. And we brought it over to our CNC press brake and put a brake in all of these just to keep it as clean and simple as possible, and as little heat into this as possible with the welding, rather than having to weld all the way across all of these. A bunch of extra side tabs all the way around. We grabbed the 3 bolts down here that catch the rocker panels. Got rivets all the way up and around, and then even welds. And on both sides, we've reinforced this body split right here, I guess you could say, with a nice 1/4 inch thick piece of steel and some stainless steel 1/4 inch rivets, just to make it as stout as possible. It's not going anywhere anymore.
We are going to spray this texture coating on the inside, add to that sealing that Josh was mentioning. So next thing is working out the magic he's going to do for the secondary fuel fill. It's going to be a different access vantage point for that fuel fill, but that'll be coming up soon. So we have this build here, we just got started on, just cracked the seal last night. The boys are gonna be taking the P400 optimizer engine out tonight. We'll then roll it out, pressure wash, paint that frame, get it ready for next step. The motor that is going in that is our standard build. Still has the ARP head studs, main studs, but this is the final product here. He is doing and opted for that stage 4, which I recommend. And one of the upcoming episodes, a bit more details, so you guys see the process. He has a long wish list of what we're gonna get going on. All right, guys, thanks for watching another episode. Stay tuned. You hit that subscribe button so you get to see all the current videos we put them out. Next episode, we're gonna go over the 6-person seating, exoskeleton, go into details on how that build works out. Stay tuned.
I got under boob sweat. Check it out.
Taping?
The label bar to, you know what that means?
9 something.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
About to take my rounds.
Don't forget to turn on the notifications so you can watch us later.
Dude, that is so boring.
I know, I can't do it.